And now we talk about a Western Kentucky men's basketball team that had one heck of a season last year. This Western Kentucky team going 22-12, their first Conference USA title. They lost in the NCAA round of 64 this year, coming in picked second in the Conference USA preseason poll, did receive 2 first-place votes. They earned their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2013 last year. And get this, bringing back 12 players this year, headlined by leading scorer Don McHenry. They're hoping to see guys like Tyrone Marshall and Fa and Christian Lander step into all-conference type players. And when you look at their non-conference schedule, they'll take on GCU. They have Kentucky. They face Michigan before opening Conference USA play at Liberty on January 2nd. Well, we are excited to be joined now by Hilltoppers head coach Hank Plana, as well as their elite guard, Don McHenry. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Appreciate you having us.
Well, Hank, last year was a special year for this program. You win the Conference USA title. You go to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2013. How special of a year was that for this team and this community?
No, for sure. It really was. And obviously, we were able to see, and as you mentioned, we have a lot of guys back, staff members, players from that team. And we were able to witness firsthand how important basketball is here, how much Bowling Green supports the Hilltoppers, and it's really cool to be a part of. I think kind of as we come back for another year, both staff and players, I think we have a much better understanding of what we're capable of, and then how we can energize our community. So certainly that week in Huntsville and going to Indianapolis for the NCAA tournament, it was the first time we've been back to the tournament here in about 10 or 11 years, and you could tell how excited people were. And I think that excitement is a huge part of what kept us all together and has us looking forward to this upcoming season.
Coach, you talked about support. Steve Lutz departs for Oklahoma State after the season. There was a lot of support inside this program for you to get the head job. You do. What did it mean to you to be named head coach of this Western Kentucky side?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very kind of cool couple days, and for sure very very fulfilling and very. I mean, I full of gratitude, just because there was, as you said, there was a lot of support, mostly coming from within our program, our players, our staff, our administration, and our community. And it's kind of cool because we were all here together for a year. So sometimes when you get a job, you interview for an hour, or you try to portray a certain version of yourself. And to me, it was really cool that we all got to know each other. I got a great understanding of Western and the history and the people, and hopefully, I guess they got an understanding of me and who I am as a person and who I am as a coach. So it was a kind of a crazy couple days there after the season ended. But man, I couldn't be. This is, I think everybody wants to be a coach at Division I level, but man, having the opportunity to be the Western Kentucky University head coach, it's really, really cool.
Coach, I imagine some teams would love to just rinse and repeat, get back to the NCAA tournament. But if I know you're not satisfied with that. What are the biggest areas that you would like to see this team improve in this season?
Yeah, we just want to keep getting better kind of from where we were in March. We've added a couple pieces, as well, so I think we're improved. I think from March to June, from June to now, from now to December, you want to keep, and obviously from December through the conference season, you want to keep improving. And I think that I think our pace and our speed kind of became our calling card a little bit. And I think we want to continue to play a similar type style, a similar type pace. But I think we just want to be a little bit more efficient on both ends. I think we were in the middle of the, 190th or so in offensive efficiency. That's an area that we can improve. We can improve scoring in the half court. We can improve, continuing to be comfortable playing at our speed, but maybe being a little bit more efficient on both ends. And then the last thing, I think that, obviously we had some ups and downs throughout the year, and during the conference season, man, any game is a challenge. I think every coach would tell you that, but we struggled to close out a couple close games. So just, there's going to be a lot of close games with 3 minutes to go, a tie game with 2 minutes to go. And we've really tried to, hopefully our continuity and our togetherness gives us a kind of a leg up and an advantage to try to win those close games and hopefully improve where we were a year ago.
Coach, you've worked with the guy sitting next to you for a long time, since the JUCO level in 2022. Last year, he proved that he belonged at this level. When you look at him, what allows him to play at an elite level on a nightly basis?
He's a different dude, man. He is a different dude. He, Don, he puts the work in. He knows who he is as a person. He knows who he is as a basketball player. I mean, he deserves it. You know, he's in the gym every day. His priorities are our team and him getting better as a player. I think the best players, when they're on that floor, they don't rise to a certain level. I think the guys that are prepared and the guys that work every day, you know, they embrace that moment. You know, and Don expects to do well. He expects our team to do well. He you know, he's very humble. He's very confident, and he's kind of got a unique way about him that's a strange mix of humble and confident in the way that you would want, you know, a guy that ends up being your leading scorer to be. So he's a better player now than he was when we knew him years ago, and that's a credit to him. But man, he's a great teammate. He's a great leader, and obviously he's certainly a main part of what we're trying to do this year.
Don, we talked about the incredible experience that you and your teammates had last year playing in the NCAA tournament. There's 12 of you guys back, and that isn't very common in this day and age in college basketball. Why did you and your teammates say, we want to recommit, we want to be at Western Kentucky this season?
Just experiencing that together was just something that a lot of us were pretty much, most of our whole team never really experienced together, and just having that joy with each other in that moment with each other just brought us closer, and it just built something within us that we just want to keep around and continue to have more moments like that and get better together.
Hey, they say once you taste the NCAA tournament, you want to get back to it. And Don, when you look at this team, it's hard to, for your season last year in particular, it's hard to put together better numbers than you did last season. Moving into this season, what's the next step for you, that next gear on the playing court?
I think it's just continuing to just not even just like pretty much worry about like what numbers was or anything like that. Just knowing that I'm going harder and bettering myself, and just knowing that everything else with like numbers or anything else is going to play out with right along with me getting better as a player and everything else.
Don, you've worked with Coach Plana now for 3 seasons. I'm sure you were advocating for him to get this head coaching job when it became open. What do you appreciate most about him? He's genuine and real, and he just gets you better. Like when I came into JUCO at Indian Hills, it was a lot of habits and things that I didn't really know that kind of made me not the player that I was trying to grow to be. A lot of things that I didn't realize was key and big that other people may think things small. He kind of emphasized it and helped me like realize how much I can be a better player if I focused on those things, and just growing to be a better player and seeing all the other players he developed. It's just a excitement. It's something that I want to be around for a long time, as long as I can, for sure. Well, I'm nervous for the rest of the league if you become even a better player this year. Coach Plana, Don, thank you so much for coming on the show. Stay healthy. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, guys, I don't know about you over in the studio, but could this Western Kentucky team be even better than their NCAA tournament team as we turn it over to Matt Warner and Paul Nazigan?
Yeah, that is a scary thought to consider. Hank Plana taking over for Steve Lutz. And as you know this, former coach yourself, it's just one seat. There's a lot going on between one seat and moving into that head coach's seat. And not to mention, you're taking over a program that has lofty expectations as well.
Yeah, like they say, it's a short trip, but a huge move.
Yeah, that's right.
And no, as a former coach, I was really glad to see Western Kentucky give Coach Plana the nod. I think he's the right guy. And I just love hearing that the players were instrumental in part of that, of him getting the job. And then he turns around and re-recruits them all back, right. Say, guys, let's run this back. We got it. And the belief, again, the experience of going to the NCAA tournament is incredible. It's fun. It's exciting. But the value of what you get out of that and bringing so many guys back that experience that is huge. It's going to pay dividends. And again, Coach Plana will put his spin on it and some new wrinkles, but it's a program that has had success, recent success, and again, they're built to once again have a great year in Conference USA.
And what a luxury for a first-year head coach to bring back a team with so much maturity. We haven't crunched the numbers yet.
Yeah.
They've got to be one of the oldest teams in the nation.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got grown men out there,
Yeah.
so the experience and minutes and, having been in certain situations, so you bring all those guys back. They know each other. They're a unified group. But here's another thing, like, that lineup, they can go a lot of different ways. They can play, they got bigs and can go that way, or they can put 5 guys out there on the perimeter. Coach Plana loves interchangeability. So it's not just having guys back. It gives him a kind of a variety of things they can do. They are going to be a tough out again.
Yeah, you can make the case maybe no one more important to their team's success than Don McHenry, who we just saw there, one of the more electric guards.
Absolutely. He's phenomenal. And Coach alluded to it, and I watched it last year. He just plays with this quiet composure, and his face, you saw his facial expression. That's how he plays as he's dropping 25 on you. I mean, it's just, he's a great player. He's got other pieces around him. Man, you look for big things out of the Hilltoppers this year.
Yeah, high ceiling for them.